spent a lot of time being afraid and feeling sick to my stomach backstage for not a lot, I guess. This is, I'm sorry. This is a story about my other son, Nolan. I love my kids so much. And they're very different from each other. Ryan is an ultra nerd for science and gaming and literature and philosophy, and Nolan is an ultra nerd for cars and for physical workouts and training and nutrition, and he's recently become a science aficionado as well. And Chris Hardwick is one of my best friends, and Hardwick, and how fucking great would it be to have Chris Hardwick on the crew? Suggestion box. Oh my God, Nerdist podcast on a boat? Hello? It writes itself. Hardwick and I were talking about people being nerds and how you don't have to be nerds for nerd things. You can be nerds. You can be nerdy for cars or guns or beer or clothes or whatever it is you're nerdy about. It's not what it is, it's how you love it. And it's how you share that love with other people. And it's why I love coming to things like this, because it doesn't matter what our individual things are, it's that we love these things and we all love them in the same weird manic nerd way, and we can hang out and share them, and it is awesome, and that makes us cool. So this is a story about Nolan. It's called Who's Gonna Drive You Home Tonight? This is written when Nolan was learning how to drive a car. And I slept better at night. Ann and I took Nolan out to Glendale for this art thing he likes to do. After we dropped him off, Ann put her arms around my waist, kissed me on my face, and she said, "I want to have a dinner date with my husband." Bonus unexpected dinner dates are awesome. So we had a wonderful meal together while Nolan did his thing a few blocks away. When we were finished, Nolan met us in the parking garage, and he told us that he wanted to drive home. Now at that point, he had his learner's permit for about 5 weeks. And even though he was a very competent and careful driver, we were both a little nervous about exposing him to the Los Angeles freeways at night. "You've never driven on the freeway at night," Ann said. "Maybe we should just take side streets." "But the freeway is much faster," Nolan said. "And we have Family Guy waiting for us on TiVo at home." "We're concerned that you don't have a lot of nighttime freeway driving experience," she said, invoking the dreaded royal we without consulting the other half of it. He put his hand on my shoulder and he quite seriously said, "Well, how am I going to get that experience if I don't drive on the freeway at night?" My son. I looked at Ann. He has a point. I felt like the old man, the keys to my car turning into a Red Ryder carbine action range model air rifle with a compass in the stock and a spring that tells time. "Okay, just be careful," Ann said. "Don't shoot your eye out." A few minutes later, as we drove down the freeway, I sat as quietly as I could, gently nudging Nolan with occasional driving reminders. He's really quite good, and I didn't have to point out too many things to him, but near one ramp, one of those milk carton-looking scions sped up and cut in front of us without bothering to use his turn indicator. "You've got to watch for drivers like that," I said. "And remember, my fundamental rule of driving, which is..." That's what Nolan said, but that's my fundamental rule for life. My fundamental rule for driving is, "Oh," he said, "everyone on the road is an idiot and they're actively trying to kill you." "Yes," I said, "that's the one. I got it," he said. "But, use them both." "Okay, Will," he said patiently. "I got it. If you need them," I added. "When you need them. You should always use don't be a dick. The other one, maybe less so. Trying to drive, Will?" Sorry. The end. Okay, the last one will go without introduction because I have 1 minute and 54 seconds left. It is called In Which My Wife is Nerd Adjacent. This was originally written in November of 2009, but I didn't publish it until right before we came on the cruise, and honestly, I don't know why. Hey, I said to Anne while we stood in the kitchen last night, remember that song from Avenue Q, The Internet is for Porn? She made a gruff voice and sang, the internet is for porn, the internet is for porn, 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 porn. She stirred whatever was on the stove and she said, that song? Yes, that song. I put my hands on my hips, rocked back and forth on my feet, striking my very well-known I'm so proud of what I am about to tell you posture. It looks like this. I ordered a t-shirt, and it says, the holodeck is for porn. I smiled and I waited for her to join me in laughter. At first, she blinked. Then she frowned, like she was trying to solve a puzzle. Finally, she cocked her head to one side and looked at me like I had spoken in some foreign language, which I guess in a way I had. You don't know what the holodeck is, do you? I know that it's a thing on Star Trek. I told her what the holodeck is, what it does, how it works. The safety protocols aren't the most reliable thing in the Federation. I did my best not to speak in geek, which as it turns out is very difficult to do when you're describing the primary functions and interworkings of the holodeck. So you see, I concluded, if the holodeck was real, everyone would use it for porn. And that is why this t-shirt is awesome. Okay. We looked at each other for a few seconds. I said, I can't believe you have been married to me for 10 years, and this is the first time we've ever talked about the holodeck. Yeah, she said, I don't know how we managed to get along. Thank you very, very much. There will be a very brief intermission, and after that brief intermission, MC Frontalap will rock your balls off. Wil Wheaton, everybody!
Ten-minute max intermission. We just got to reprogram some stuff, so go be quick, okay?